If you stand there and look at it like that, it looks alright. Hey guys, welcome back to DMAC Customs on YouTube. Dave here in the garage. Area 51. Hood, bonnet, whatever you want to call it. That was last week's video and it's going to be this week's video again. Okay, so pretty simple stuff, just a little bit of body work on this round, but yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so if you noticed on the thumbnail on last week's video, there was a little bit of a kind of weird shadow on the door to the sill. It was basically, this door was pulled in a little bit, you know, needed to be sort of hammered out across the bottom a little bit. Now, this has nothing to do with the hood, but this is just where my morning's gone so far. Well, afternoon as well. It's taken me a bit of time to kind of get this far. But I started hammering up across the bottom of the door, and that's where the fight started. I'll show you. Okay, so we're at this has happened now. So what happened when I was trying to sort of hammer this bottom edge back out a little bit, just to kind of get it to square up to the sill, was I broke the spot welds on that, the fold round on that lip sort of thing, so it kind of pulled it off the frame. So I thought, oh, no big deal, I'll just get some spot weld drills and drill like little half holes halfway through and plug them back up, which I proceeded to do, which then, even with using air to keep it cool and all that kind of stuff, I kind of like put a bit of distortion in the outer skin a little bit, tiny bit, and it also cooked some of the Bondo that was there. You can see where I kind of ground it out, you know, like down here sort of thing, you know, and just kind of set it on fire. So I had to grind it out, take it away again, and then proceed to sort of try and hammer back that lip and whatnot, which I got there in the end. I've kind of got it, you know, so when the door's got all its things and that on there, it sits a lot better than it was anyway. So but anyway, my plan was just to come down and put a couple of bits of bog in the Bondo and the bonnet of the old Area 51, and you know, kind of have a nice easy day of it. It hasn't panned out. Yeah, it's about getting this done. So anyway, it's hot as today, humid as, it keeps kind of raining and then it gets hot, and so the humidity has just gone through the roof, I tell you. But yeah, so I can smell myself. Like, I'm glad you guys can't smell me, because it'd be pretty rugged. But yeah, so just got a couple of things to do on the bonnet of the hood. I don't know if you can see here, you see those 2-3 kind of creases across there. Just got to put a wee skim on those, and in there, that's where all those little pop marks were, and there was already some filler in it, and I've sort of hammered these up a bit, but now I've kind of got this paint on here, I can kind of see better. So we'll we skim there, we skim there, we skim there. Got to fill these. I'm going to fill those two with a bit of New Tech, and then just those little bits left over. We'll come get some light back in here again, and we've got a wee crease there and a wee bit there. So that's about it. Other than that bonnet hood is actually really clean. Yeah, so it's not going to take a whole lot of body working, I don't think, knock on wood. God, I hope not, because I'd like to get that kind of done today so I can get some epoxy, seal that back up this weekend, and then reseal that stuff on the door, and you know, maybe kind of get some filler back into that. Yeah, so that's the plan. I'll go and get me some New Tech out of the back room, and I'll fill those two deeper kind of little divot-y things first. Get some of this stuff. So easy to use. Who would have thunk it? So I'm going to fill those first. Actually, before I do any of that, I'm going to scuff up those things and put some circles around where I want to put some filler. And yeah, mix up some of that, get that filling, and then we'll carry on. Just going to get a bit of 150 in here just to kind of give me a bit of a key. For my new tech to stick to. Was this 80? I think this is actually 80. Alright. Mix up some new tech. I think that was actually 80 grit. That'll be right. Not going to need much of this. Probably only about that much. Should be heaps, I reckon. Some of that. A little. Yeah. Should be plenty on a hot day like today, hopefully. Yep. Just like that. Alright, go and stick it on. More than enough. That'll do us. I might actually chuck a little bit of this in there. Okay, so I'm just going to put some marks on here, like that's where I want to hit, so I need to sand out for the area, like so. On this side here, we got that there, and that there. And that's those bits, so I've just got to sand, give them a bit of a sand for the key for the bog to stick to. And what have we got on there? 150. Okay, so while I'm waiting for that to dry and stuff, I could mix up some bog and get that running on those bits, you know, get it underway. But I thought I'd tell you what's going on here with the old little murder mori. This is, if you're new here, this is my son's 1952 Morris Minor. It's a two-door hardtop post. It's just a two-door mori, but we had a little side valve 918cc thing, sweet running little motor, but severely underpowered. So putting around in this kind of 50k area, you know, neighborhoods, which is 30 mile an hour, yeah, it can do it. Get anything over and above that and you kind of start struggling. The poor little thing was wringing its neck. So we had this, did a little run on that motor a year or so ago. Been sitting on the garage floor ever since, waiting for us to get all the parts together that we needed to do what we got to do. And so the other night we got the crane back from Uncle Pencil Legs. He dropped it round, so that's cheers Carl from Bunny's garage. Put the old mori in the garage and thought, oh, we might as well kind of jack it up, and then we might as well disconnect the battery. And you know, an hour or so later, here we had it. It's like on the floor, and yeah, we were both pretty fumey after doing that. It was hot, man, and it was in the evening, and this garage gets so hot in the afternoons. But yeah, so we've made the hole. Now we've got to put that one in it. On the next Morris Minor after this year, this is at 50, well, let's say 52, the 53 came out slightly different. They actually came out with that A-series Morris engine in them. So this little bit of bulkhead is a slightly different shape to allow for it. So we had the other Maury, we had a 53, or he had a 53, and so before we sold that, we took templates of that bulkhead, you know, of where it needs to be cut. That's then stuck on the side of the old refrigerator there. So unfortunately the young fella's at work all weekend this weekend, otherwise we'd be hooking into this together. And yeah, he's heading off to university very soon, so hopefully we'll get this done before he goes. So we might just put this aside and do some stuff on this if you don't mind. Okay, I want to do this with my son. I don't want to take it over and just do it. I think he will learn and get a lot more out of it by, you know, us doing it together, and then, you know, hopefully get a little bit more HPs out of the old. This is 948 cc's, but it near doubles its horsepower because that motor was designed in like the 30s or something, and this was in the 50s. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, enough of that jibber jabber about Morris Minors. If you we're probably going to do a little bit of content on this if you don't mind, like, because might not be everyone's taste, but the young fella wanted a classic car and that was in the price bracket, so there we have it. So just have to handle it. A little bit tacky, but Brian, use this metal spreader again. I thought I'd give it a try. Oh, gosh, I saw some comment on the internet and someone said, you know, you should try metal spreaders. Not a comment on my page sort of thing, it was on Facebook on some other page thing about panel beating and spray painting or something. Sorry about that. Compressor, it's got a little leak just at one of the fittings, or the hose couplings sort of thing, so it leaks down and then kicks off again. But anyway, I saw the comment on the old internet on Facebook about, you know, saying wait till you get onto metal spreaders, heaps better, rah, rah, rah. I have way less success with metal spreaders than I do the plastic ones for some reason, so I'm going to go back to the plastic ones. So give it a try, you know, give it a fair try. Probably not, I probably should try a bit harder, but, or maybe, you know, there are better metal spreaders out there, I don't know. But we'll go back to the plastic ones for now. But so anyway, letting that kind of cure up. She's starting to go off already. I'll give this a little bit of a what for, give that a bit of a what for, and then we can put a skim on of body filler on those as well. What do I want? Some of this, maybe? Yeah, I know, I want some 80. No, one, yeah, 80. Some of that. Okay, let's go. Okay, so that's the first sort of sanding pass with the old 80 grit. Trying to be conservative with how much I sand, because I have a tendency, as you know, I said before, I tend to sand too far the first time round. So I'm going to switch into the 150 now and go over it all with 150 and try to get it down to kind of where it needs to be. Might even get the longer block out for these bits up on top of the bonnet. What's on there? 80. Got some 80 on there already, so probably going to switch that to 150. Yeah? Okay. Okay, keep turning the camera off when I'm thinking I'm turning it on, turning it off and turning it on, stuff like that. Just put a wee skim on there. Always mix up way too much, even though I thought, oh, it's just like a little spoonful sort of thing. It was, yeah, like a bowl. Yeah, so I don't know what has been recording because I keep pushing the button and it beeps and I'm not checking it. So the camera, that is, you guys. This could be the beginning of my video, it could be the end. I don't know. But I'm just going to get rid of this. But anyway, yeah, found that little dent. Other than that, I think that's everything. Just went over everything down to 150. That's as far as I'm going to take it with the body filler, because this epoxy is quite heavy in itself, and then I've got my high build on top of that, and that seems to be, working as a good system to kind of fill scratches and level out other stuff. Yeah, little whoop-de-woos and shit like that, little pinholes and crap. It's having a bit of trouble with this filler, this particular fantastic body filler. I've been using the Dolphin, U-Pole Dolphin, and pardon me, start again. I was using the U-Pole Dolphin filler for most of this so far, and it's been really good. and then they didn't have any last time I went into the paint shop, and so they sold me the next level up, which is this U-Pole Fantastic easy sanding, blah 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 blah, and it was a little bit more expensive, so I assumed it was going to be a little bit nicer to use, but I find it more pinholey. Could just be me, the way I'm mixing it, I don't know. But yeah, kind of getting more kind of holes in that spread, unless I put heaps of pressure on the spread, and then that just pulls it all off the panel. So if I put heaps of pressure on, it just takes it all off. But you don't get any holes in it. But if you kind of do a lighter squeegee with it, you tend to get more of that flies. What was I saying? Tend to get more of those kind of like little pinholey things. Yeah, I don't know. Someone might have an insight. Let us know. Yeah, still got all these guards to bog up yet. But anyway, I've got to clean this up. I literally went to scrape this off after my little yak to you guys, and it was hard. So it distracted me, or I just yacked for too long. Probably due for a new mixing board anyway. This one dragging a bit of dried crap out of the sides into my filler. I know people use those, you know, tear off pads as well. I've seen them using them on the line and on the YouTube and that. I haven't got any, so that's why I don't use them. I probably should buy something like that, especially getting into the more finishing stages, you reckon? Okay, so that's that little one sanded up. I didn't video that one because it's kind of like the other ones, but just smaller. Yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it today. Running out of day. I told you earlier, well, I started late today because I got, long story, but dropping the young fella off to work because he hasn't got his full license. Well, he can't drive by himself yet, so he drives a little co-roller since the Mori's off the road, and then I drive back. I forgot there's a triathlon happening in our area today, so there's two ways out of where I live, basically. The triathlon route was in both of them, so it took us like 45 minutes to do a 25-minute drive to get him to work. So he was late for work just because some ponces want to ride around in lycra and go swimming with sharks and shit like that. Yeah, you do you, but when it impacts me, that's when I don't like it. You know, they wouldn't let us have street drags out here, so why should they have bloody triathlons holding up traffic and, you know, causing all sorts of chaos? I reckon we should be allowed to have like street drags out on the Eastern Link, the expressway out there. There's beautiful long straight stretches of road. You could easily do a quarter mile and have another 3 miles for runoff. Come on, Tauranga City Council, what do you say? If you let them triathlon shut it down for a day, surely you can do some drag racing out there one day. But anyway, till tomorrow, we'll get some epoxy on this hood and that door. I'll do the epoxy. I'll seal that up first, and then I'll put a little bit more filler in there. Yeah? Okay. Hey guys, so next day, not so hot and sweaty at the moment. We left off last night. I kind of got all that sanded. I came in and actually did a little spot prime on those bits of raw steel down there, so I could get some filler going on that. Just wanted to get that door kind of back to where it was before I started. Yeah, so got a bit of sanding to do down the bottom here. I could take the door off, I suppose, but I don't really kind of want to. I'll see how I go. Like, it would be easier to do it laying flat, but that also means kind of messing up all the kind of gap alignment and stuff that I've already done, but can do it again. I could mark it as, I suppose, tape up around the hinges so I know where to put them back, but we'll have a go at sanding it up down low and see where that takes us. May end up taking it off and doing it then, and then we'll get some epoxy on that and finish that on those bits that I had to kind of re-weld and stuff on that door. But yeah, the hood's all ready to go, so I'll just get that sealed up today, and then that'll be ready for high build primer, hopefully. Well, once it's been rubbed back ready for primer, and then yeah, take it from there. Got dust all over the lens. Okay, so done my first sand and found a few low spots in what I'd just done down here. I didn't film any of that because it's just sanding. It was, to be fair, it was pretty riveting stuff, and you did miss quite a lot. And remember to flush out that bit up there a bit more, and I've found that wee dent there. Done that down to 80, but I'll have to go back in with some 150 and do the final kind of get rid of. So I'm just waiting for the next skim to smooth out to, what do you call it? Start going off, drying, stuff like that. She's actually pretty much good to go, I think. And then I'll do some more sanding, and then we'll catch back up when I've done that. I'm not going to film any of the sanding. You know what sanding looks like. Like just go back and forwards and cross hatches and all that kind of stuff. These vacuum blocks, worth their weight in gold if you're going to be doing something like this. So the kind of hose from the handle is a pain, but it's less of a pain than just having shower of dust, if you know what I mean. So get some, worth it. And the like sanding paper with the holes in. I've got that 3M Cubitron stuff. It's quite expensive, but it is pretty good. If you got any recommendations for other ones, like by all means, like sing out, let us know in the comments. So far, finding that stuff good, and I can get it local, easy enough, So anyway, sanding. Okay, temperatures rising. Even the forecast said today it's hot. That's pretty much what it said. Anyway, chased that around. Got it. I think it's actually even slightly better than it was before, like, from my first kind of run through on that door. I did find a couple of kind of high spots and low spots in the previous work that I did on it. They could have come about after I kind of welded up those things on the bottom, to be fair, but yeah, but I think it's a little bit better now. We'll get some epoxy on it and have a look, see what it looks like. Mixed up a little bit too much bog, so I just kind of like took some of the sharpness out of that little crease, all that shape in there. It was always a little bit too 90 degree in the middle there, so I just kind of like skimmed a bit in there. It's full of pinholes, unfortunately, because it is, but I'm not going to chase the pinholes at the moment. I'll do that with a glaze later on, I think. I just want to get some epoxy on this, seal it up, and then take the rest of the weekend off. So I'm going to have a clean up, vacuum, dust, put some stuff away, and then mix up some epoxy. Okay, so that's a first kind of lightish coat of the old epoxy, just sealing up this filler and that, because it's gonna, still gonna be a while before we get into the final prime and paint and stuff, but we're getting closer. So I've got one more coat of epoxy I'll put down over these repairs, and then yeah, that hopefully will be them all sealed it up. I forgot to mention earlier, after the last video I was talking about my compressor might have been on its last legs. Well, let me tell you, I pulled it out and from under the garage and under the bench, and it's actually, I've thought about it's probably the first time it's been out, and had a bit of a look-see over in close to 10 years maybe since I moved into this house. So it was covered in dust, the filters were choked up. The clangy noise was a cooling fan that is kind of pressed, just a plastic fan pressed onto the back of the electric motor that had kind of worked its way off, and it was kind of spinning all cattywampus and hitting the outer steel cover. So pushed that back on, clang noise gone. I drained it again, even though I drained it not long ago. There's a little bit of an oily kind of crap come out of it. not a lot of water, so because I drained it not long ago. And what else did I do? I topped off the oil. Could probably do with an oil change, but I didn't have enough compressor oil, so I just topped it up. It was about, I was only down 100 mils or so, but still, you know, topped off. So that's the old compressor maintained for a while. It still seems to be working hard to, not working hard, I don't know if that's the right wording, but it seems to kind of like kick on a lot, you know, like even when you're doing just a little bit of air out of it, boom, it's on, it's trying to catch up again. So I don't know what the story with that is. One of the filters was kind of hard to clean, hard to blow out sort of thing. So it could be starving a bit. Shouldn't affect the storage and shit though, I don't know. But anyway, I just thought I'd tell you is that there you have it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. If you want to hear more useless information about my tools in the garage, you know, and the Area 51 project, how it's going and coming along and stuff like that. But yeah, so I'll just hit ahead and get the second coat on this and take it from there. Okay, just second coated the bonnet. I haven't done the door on that yet, but I just wanted to have a look at how I'm done with those dents. I missed some on this side of the bonnet. I'll get those later, not today, but the other side's alright, I think. Where that kind of little ripply thing was in the middle there, and that little crease there, I think I got that. Across the front here is alright. And that little bit down there. Pinholes though, that filler that I'm using, that fantastic U-pole, I don't know whether it's me or what, but I don't really like it. I prefer that Dolphin. The Dolphin doesn't seem to get the pinholes. Could be the way I'm mixing it, I don't know. But yeah, I get pinholes in this other one, but don't get the same sort of pinholes in the Dolphin. So hopefully I'll use it up, but I think it's going to create a bit more work for me down the line, trying to fill those and chase those around. Yeah, was kind of expecting more from it, to be honest. Was that the greeny, pardon me, the greeny kind of bluey coloured Dolphin stuff is lays down much nicer without that kind of stuff you got to chase later. But Little Moon, I don't know if anyone, you guys have used that, if you had the same issue. But yeah, alright, anyway, I'll finish second coating this paint. Put you guys up there. Got to do some stunt painting to hold the door open with my foot, so I can shoot that bit underneath. Hoorah! That's that all done. Still see the filler a bit on that up the top there, and a wee bit of a dent, but I should be able to flush that out with the high build and that. The doors look not too bad. There's a bit of stuff going on down here. Spied another wee dent there that I forgot about or missed, but again, all that stuff will kind of get hopefully tracked down later on with the high build. What I'm thinking of doing is, before I go put this into the high build primers, I'm thinking of like shadow coating it and then rubbing the whole thing back, and then I'll find a lot of stuff at that stage and maybe take care of a lot of it there, or possibly just hit it with the high build and fix the stuff that the high build doesn't catch. This might be the way to go actually, like rub it back, hit it with the high build, shadow coat it, and work through panel by panel, and you know, find the blemishes as I do that stage, and then kind of sort them out at that point, and then spot prime and stuff like that. That makes sense? Maybe that's the way to go. We'll find out when we get that far. But yeah, I think I didn't really sand that bit there that particularly well, but oh, a little bit heavy on there. Now I've got to run. Cool. Might see if I can stipple that out. Try anyway. A bit of foam. Get it while it's still pretty wet. Hopefully it'll kind of continue to flow out. That'll be easier to sand back than a big sag, if you know what I mean, hopefully. Oh my god, what did I do? Did I just pour it on here and hopefully it'll run off? A little bit heavy handed there on the old spray gun, I reckon. If you stand there and look at it like that, it looks alright. But like, if you get in close, I think I left it too late, but that'll be alright. We'll sand that up later on. Know what I mean? Yeah, that's not bad. Been doing alright, not getting too many runs and things with my painting and this go around, but yeah, getting all those other weird issues, but dialed back my compressor. Spray gun was performing quite nicely today, I think, all things considered. But yeah, so I've got to clean up my stuff, but I think that's where we'll leave this particular riveting episode on the Area 51 project. Not terribly exciting, guys, I know that, but it's just, again, the nitty gritty of trying to build a car like this on a budget in a garage where you haven't got much space, and learning new stuff and forgetting stuff and relearning old stuff and stuff like that, you know. Like, so if you're kind of scared to try and take something on in your own self, but you want to do it, just do it. You know, like, the only way to learn this shit is to do it. I'm no expert by any means, and you know, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you will have figured that out by now. But you know, the only way to kind of get a little bit of knowledge, just enough to be dangerous, is to just have a go at it and do it. Worst case scenario is you have to cut it out, do it again, or sand it off and do it again. You know, yes, it costs money and materials and time and things like that, but you know, that is what it is. Like, if you were doing an apprenticeship for someone, you would screw things up, without a doubt. You don't, you know, if you're a young fellow or even older fellow going in to do a learning apprenticeship at a business, panel beating, spray painting, whatever, you will get it wrong and, you know, have to cut it out, sand it off, do it again. So, and that's someone else's money, if you know what I mean. But that's the responsibility they take, you know, employers take when they want to train someone. That's why you get paid less when you're learning. And yeah, but you know, if you're just wanting to do this from home, you know, I'm not trying to make any money out of this. I'm just showing you guys my hobby, obsession is the ultimate word. It's such an obsession at the moment. Sometimes I wonder, you know, why I do this to myself. I thought I said years ago I wasn't going to do another one, but here we are, you know. But ultimately it is quite good fun, you know. I do kind of quite enjoy it, and while it's going good, it's frustrating and stressful at times when, you know, especially you put it out there on the internet for everyone to look at and critique you on. And you know, I've seen some stuff in the comments of other channels and on Facebook pages and stuff, and it's like, you know, do I really want to put myself out there for that kind of carry on? But to be fair, you guys that follow the channel here at DMAC Customs have been pretty good to me so far, so keep it up. Supportive and encouraging and offering information, tips and tricks, and that has been key. Quite often it's a little bit too late because my videos are about 2 or 3 weeks after when I've actually done the stuff, when they come out on the YouTube sort of thing. So sometimes I've already moved on and I've gone into something else, but still that information is good because I'm always bouncing back and forth, going back in and doing the same thing again later on, so that information comes in handy. And you know, like Mike's shop rag trick, use it all the time now. Thanks Mike, that one was the it's helped me a lot. And yeah, but anyway, enough jibber jabber. What do I want to say now? I don't know. As always, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, hit the button, like, share, hit the notifications bell if you want to get notified on the Instagram and Facebook. I've got the whole 22 followers on Facebook or something like that, just under DMAC Customs. If you want to have a look it up. Don't put a heap on there, it's just, you know, a little scheduled post to remind you fellas that are on there that there's a new video coming out. And yeah, till next time, take it easy and peace.